Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Apple stock, it's absolutely flat on the day, but got up to 228. And if you look at my screen, as we're going up on this B-shaped recovery here on Apple stock, volume is definitely drying up. So is that telling us something that, a lot of, big investors, big institutions are actually selling out of their position and not even participating in this rally? And it just all goes taking this stock even higher, possibly for this gap right here at 232. So that can play out. Definitely keep an eye on that, as the volume definitely drying up here on Apple stock. So watch out. The longer time we spend over 5-day moving average, now sitting at exactly pretty much 226. That's going to be a strong support to watch. Over that, we might see 230, and then this gap getting filled just over 232. Now, if we actually get under 226, in that case, we might see a drop down to 225, and underneath that level, 220. Then we also have support down here near 218.92. So I would say 219. Just round things up, these moving averages. And if it goes under that level, you're going to see a lot more selling, possibly, coming back and retesting 207 again here on this daily time frame. On Microsoft, it's absolutely flat on the day and got up to 426. So Microsoft, now you can see strong support here at 420. We are holding, and this rising 5-day moving average now also acting as a support. We got a doji indecision candle, but it's looking more bullish here on Microsoft if you ask me, because the longer time we spend over 420, there is a good possibility this thing might go up to this 50-day moving average, which is sitting at near 435, and over that, this gap comes into play, 443. Now, if this is actually some sort of a lower high and we might come back and take out this low down here, well, we need to see price action actually coming down a bit more, possibly down to this gap, 408.76, and underneath that level, this is going to be a lower high. Then we will see a new low here on Microsoft. But as of right now, looking good over 20-day moving average and over the support 420. This thing can continue up to 435 and then 443. Underneath 420, there will be support right down here, 414 to 413, 20-day moving average, and then watch out for this gap fill right here, 408.76 on Microsoft. On Tesla stock, it's up almost 1%, so Tesla came back, and if you look at my screen, I actually took a small position here on Tesla today for a swing trade right here at 219, and this thing came back, retesting 5-day moving average, which is rising, and then went back up, and now it's up almost 1%. So I think in the short term, if Tesla can trade over anywhere from 212 to 216 50-day moving average, and even holding 219 right here, this 5-day moving average, all these are support levels to watch on Tesla. Unless we go under 212, in that case, definitely there will be more downside. The longer time we spend over 5-day moving average at 219.47, right now pretty much sitting close to 220. So that's going to be a level to watch going into tomorrow's session. The longer time we spend over this 5-day moving average, we got a huge possibility of Tesla going up to this high right here. That's going to be around 233, and over that 240, and then this gap comes into play, 245.63. Now, there will be support right here, 219 to 220, and then underneath that level, 216, 212, 207, 13-day moving average, and then 200. On Amazon stock, it's up 0.69%. So what I said here on Amazon, guys, this cannot get any better. When Amazon was down here, I was talking about 173, and I even played Amazon shares and even calls, and they both paid. And now Amazon today, look at this, almost 183. And we talked about it before in my video, filling this entire gap near 182 and now trading over 180. So Amazon did everything that we needed, and now Amazon is right in the middle where this thing can go up a bit more, or we might see a pullback. This is a position here. If you want to take on Amazon, you might want to wait and see where price actually goes from here, because if this thing gets under 180, we might see a gap fill here on Amazon, and that could be coming down here at 173 right here, this gap. Or the longer time we spend over 180, this thing can go up a bit more, up to 185 and possibly up to 190, and then we can talk about 192.24, this gap on top. But it all makes sense. We come back, retest, and hold after filling this gap near 173, and this could be a buying opportunity if you want to go and trade Amazon. I think right here, this is actually no man's land. So wait and see what the price action does, and then you can play this to the upside or maybe even to the downside. On Google, stock is down 0.79%. So Google, I actually took some calls pretty much at the low of the day today and sold just over 168 for 30%. And this was a really nice, low risk setup here because it was actually over 20-day moving average. If you look at my screen, 166.54, and this is where I actually took my position and sold just before this gap wasn't getting filled, and so I sold right here, and now it's trading at 167.63, holding over 166.54. So this is going to be a strong level to watch, and underneath that 164.31 and then 162. To the upside, you can fill this gap at 168.66, and over that you're going to see Google going up a bit more to close this gap at 170.51, and from there we can talk about even more upside on Google stock. On AMD, it's up 0.90%, so you can see it right on my screen, and we talked about it before. Look at what happened today. Low for the day, 155, holding 50-day moving average, went back up, and now trading at 158. And I still have a position on AMD, and looks like we might be getting paid here on this one, even though it was actually a bit underwater right here. So AMD, the longer time we spend over 50-day moving average, 155, we might see a retest of this resistance right here, 164, and if that breaks, boy oh boy, you're going to see a quick trip up to this gap, 174.53, and from there maybe even 184. Underneath 155, and I'm just rounding things up, it's 154.57. There will be support down here at 153, and if that gives up, 148 on AMD. On Meta, it's up 1.60%, so Meta looks like it's kind of flagging right here. And so far, double rejection at 538, came back, and it was kind of consolidating last few days, and now it's back over 531. So we get that breakout over 538. That should take Meta up to this previous all-time high near 543, and over that, blue sky, look out for 551 to 558. Now under 531, watch out for a dump off down to 520, and then this gap 518, and if that gives up, there will be significant downside down to right here 502 to even 500 to retest 20-day and 50-day moving average right here on Meta. So Netflix going flat on the day, and boy oh boy, this stock delivered, and I've been talking about it that Netflix can go up to 700, and we actually shorted the heck out of Netflix here. When this thing got up to even a 710, I got more puts, and today we actually got paid, took profit right here at 692, and still holding some runners for more upside. And these are not some weekly expiration puts. These are expensive puts, and they're definitely paying because they're more in the money, 700 puts. And all these plays, and especially guys, if you're serious, I'm not bringing up all the plays and stuff here in this video to waste your time trying to make this video short and simple. You can definitely check out my link down below in the description for Patreon, and you can join that. You can also support the channel by doing that. So Netflix under 700. Well, you can see it's disconnected from this 5-day moving average right here. We might come back here at 684 anytime, and then we also have support at 680, and underneath that we might see a dump off down to 664 and then 655.90. Over 700, blue sky above, we might see retest of previous all-time high to even a brand new all-time high on Netflix. On Nvidia stock, it's up another 1%, and Nvidia, just like I said, over 126, you're going to see 130. We did retest 130, found some resistance there, and now we came back also retesting 126, and pretty much you can see right here, a couple more candles, and this could be a nice consolidation bull flag right here on Nvidia stock. And over 130, well, we do have earnings coming up also, and this thing can spike back up to 136, and from there, blue sky above, and this thing can definitely hit brand new all-time highs. And this is the quickest V shape on Nvidia, guys. We're still going on Nvidia, still another green day. So now over 130, the next stop 136. It's simple, and under 130, Watch out for the critical support down here, 126, and only if that gives up, watch down here for 123, and then maybe even down to this critical support, 117.85 on Nvidia. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.